What if the wealth behind entire empires came from a place like this? An island called a jewel, admired, desired, celebrated, but what made it valuable was never the land alone. In Cuba, wealth didn't just grow, it was taken. They called it the Pearl of the Antilles, but pearls don't form without pressure. A jewel of the Caribbean, rich soil, strategic ports, endless potential. But pearls do not appear by magic. Someone always pays the price of what others wear as treasure. In Cuba, that price was paid in people. When Spain claimed Cuba, the taking began. First came the destruction of indigenous life, then came forced labor. When local populations collapsed through violence, disease, and exploitation, the empire looked elsewhere. It looked to Africa. Ship after ship crossed the Atlantic. Human beings were sold into plantations, ports, roads, mills, and estates. Not workers, property. By the 18th and 19th centuries, Cuba became one of the world's great sugar powers. As demand exploded, so did the system. Plantations expanded, production intensified, exports multiplied, and behind every barrel of sugar, every shipment of wealth, every rising fortune, stood controlled labor. This was not accidental prosperity. It was engineered extraction. Sugar from Cuba flowed outward, to merchants, to insurers, to traders, to financiers, to imperial networks far beyond the island. The wealth did not stay where the labor happened. That pattern matters, because it helps explain how some regions accumulated capital, while others were left carrying the cost. This was not just agriculture, it was transfer. But numbers hide people. Behind production records were broken families. Behind export totals were exhausted bodies. Behind elegant tables in Europe were lives reduced to output. And yet, even inside the system, people resisted. They preserved memory, they carried culture, they passed on spirit. They remained human in a structure built to deny it. Slavery was eventually abolished. But abolition did not return the stolen years. It did not repay generations. It did not erase the wealth already built. The machinery changed form, the imbalance remained. So when people ask where inequality comes from, look beyond today. Look at the foundations. Some fortunes began in markets. Some began in blood. Cuba was called a jewel. But jewels shine brightest when the light hides the mine. The world admired the wealth. Too few asked who paid for it. Remember the hands. Remember the lives. Remember that what was called prosperity was often purchased with someone else's future. That is why history matters. That is why truth matters. That is why we remember. If this truth awakened you, walk with us. Subscribe to Bloodline Walkers. It's the people who built the West.